Hey Zesties, hey guys. Today I am so excited to be at Savers Thrift Superstore. I have had a busy morning at work, but I thought, no, I'm going to stop by. I didn't even know this place existed until my middle son, who's 19, said, hey mum, why don't you go to Savers? So come with me, let's do this. Oh wow, this place is massive. I was going to say huge and massive at the same time. Where am I going to start? I'll probably start at jeans because jeans is something that I know and love, and it sort of calms me down when I'm a bit overwhelmed in a new place. So let's start at jeans. The first thing I notice about this place is it's so beautifully laid out, like a store, like a proper clothing store. So let's get started and see what we've got. So we've got this pair of jeans here, which are really good quality. I can tell by the fabric. $12.79 they are priced at. They've got a bit of scuffing on the bottom, not too bad. And then we have these jeans, $9.49. And these ones are $12.79. So that sort of seems to be the two price points. What are these ones? $12.79 as well. ASOS design jeans are, did you get that? $17.99? Yeah, I think anything that's a bit more designer gets a higher price. $9 for those, $12.79 for these ones. And we have a lower price point of $4.79, so that's 4 different price points. And these are for the Anko jeans, the Kmart jeans, skinny high rise, so they're just $4.79. Okay, so the way I see this is the $9.49 and the $12 jeans sort of compare with the Salvo's $10 range. And then, of course, the other jeans that are priced higher, like around the $17 mark, sort of compare with the Salvo's designer range. Like with any thrift shop, you look at some and go, oh, wow, that seems a bargain. And then you look at others and go, why are they even hanging there? So it's still the same thing where you have to hunt out a bargain, and you can. But yeah, let's have a look at the shirts and see what's going on with these shirts. These are men's shirts, and $11.79 for this, which is Matino, and it's a nice shirt. Then we have Autograph here for $17.99, which I think is quite expensive. And then we have Van Houston what's the price here? It's a really nice shirt actually, $9.49. And then we have a Uniqlo shirt for $9.49 as well. So around the $10 mark. That shirt wasn't actually in very good condition at all. What's this one here? So the shirts are sort of anywhere from $9 to $12 as well, $13 as well. Okay, so this one is $9.49. It's a Gasman shirt. So that gives you a bit of a guide as to what's going on. This one, Terra Cash, is $14.79? Yeah, a little bit more expensive. It's a really nice print, that actually. This is a Country Road knit, which looks quite vintage, looks quite old-fashioned. $17.49 XXL. It had a bit of pilling. It wasn't too bad, but yeah, so that was the price for that. This one is an ASOS. It's priced at $15.49, I do believe. And then I thought I'd have a look at some long sleeve tops. Now these tops were most of them were in very average condition, but you still got $10.49 on it. That shirt it looked like it needed to go in the rubbish, to be honest. I don't know what brand that is. This one was the same. You wouldn't even use them for rags. They're just like no good, $9.49. This Jeep jacket was really nice, but it was priced at over $25, so I don't really know how I feel about it. I think if you want it for yourself, these are great prices, but if you were hoping to resell anything, they're just too expensive. They're all over it. These guys are all over it. They know what they're doing. So this was an industry hoodie, and I really liked it actually. I was going to grab it for the boys. It was $11.79, so for the boys it would be a good price. But the fluffy stuff inside the hood just put me off, so it was a little bit worn, so I didn't get that. Here's another sweatshirt, and we have this one as well. These both had quite a lot of pilling on them. $11.79, that's an ASOS one. Not too bad a price, but because they're not in good condition, the prices aren't really that good. Connor for $20, and this was in such bad condition, I don't know what they're thinking. This here would have been a good buy, $25.49. They sort of resell at maybe $65, so that's not such a bad price, and it was really nice as well. $29.49 for this Anko. What? For this thin Anko jacket. Like, what are they thinking? That's like Kmart. Okay, this Oxford coat is actually beautiful, and I wish I'd looked. It's $25, but this, depending on whether it was wool or not, and I didn't check it, but it looks like a really heavy wool coat, so that would have been a fantastic price. This here was in the men's section, but I'm pretty sure it's a girl's sweatshirt. It's size 14. Gunda, I just love that brand, so there we go. $11.79 for this, which is Greg Norman long sleeve black cotton top. Fantastic condition. Okay, so let's go and have a look at some shoes. I love the layout of the store. It makes you want to shop. It's so great. $6.99 for these, which I think is a really good price. They're a little bit old-fashioned looking, I think, a little bit. $14.79 for these. And they're Anko shoes as well. I think that's expensive. This is Whitner. It looks pretty vintage to me. Maybe not. Maybe not. And they were a great price. $6.99. What a fantastic price. I like those too because I've got wide feet, so it would cover them up. Steve Madden, $16. Was it? No, $6.99. Amazing buy. $69 was the price. They must have bought them on sale. And then they were from TK Maxx, so they were $40 from TK Maxx, and now they're like $6.99. Amazing. Nine West, a really nice pair of heels here. They were, what price were they? $13.79. So that's a really good price, and they're beautiful shoes, these ones. Really, really nice. Okay, we're heading up to men's shoes, and I spot some crocodiles. So they're pretty cool. They are size 6 men's or kids, I'm not sure. Okay, men's shoes are here, and then there were so many good buys. I sort of got a little bit overwhelmed because there were so many good buys, and I sort of got suspicious. I don't know, like, you know how sometimes you think, oh, it can't be this good, but it was this good. Okay, you have some Essex there, I think it was. No, Brooks shoes for $6.99. And even though they just needed a clean, but they were in really good condition. So that was a good score. If I had bought them, it would have been a good score. We have Essex here, which were really nice as well. Fantastic condition for just $23.49, which I thought was a good price. These Essex were $14.79 and in perfect condition. They were such a beautiful shoe. So they were amazing. And then these are Reeboks, and these are, can you catch the price? $14.79 as well. So that's a great price for those. And then we have some Puma shoes there. 7 to 7.5, and they were, can we catch the price? $9.99. Well, that's the first time I've seen a 9.99. Okay, along the back wall are ties, accessories, belts, caps, all that sort of thing. And I just saw these and I like them, so I just thought I'd film them. Seagull and chips. And then I'm going across to men's jeans just to have a look and see what they're like. I'm just going to look at this size here, 34, and I'm just wandering down. I love the way it's all laid out in sizing. It's amazing. And let's have a look. So I'm down at size 38, I do believe. And these are a nice jean. No, 34. Size 34, $13.79. Okay, they're wanting $21 for a pair of Tommy jeans, and the back label is so crunchy, and there is so much wear on the bottom and everything. I'm not sure what they're thinking, but then they want $20 for some Just jeans. $13.79 for these, which I do believe, yes, are Kmart jeans, and then $25.49 for these, which are Gap jeans. Yeah, I just went, really? There wasn't any bargains in the men's jeans. Okay, the book section is gorgeous. It's labeled. It's about 6 or 7 shelves, and the books look fantastic. And I spent a long time here. I didn't film it all, but I spent a long time here. So I'm just having a look at the different sections, and I'm just looking for some study guides for my son who's going into year 12. I was quite surprised by the price of the textbooks, $3.49 for that. This is a great book, and that was only $3.49 as well. It's a hardcover, which is nice. Just having a look along. These lots and lots of study books, $3.49. That book there is priced at about $60 as a resale. But I'm looking for my son, and I found him a couple of legal studies books, so I grabbed those for him, year 11 and year 12. $4.49 for this book. And I also found another one by the same authors about cleaning your home, speed cleaning your home, so that was cool. And then you've got Michelle Bridges' books there, and then this other How to Clean Your House book. So there was quite a few on how to clean your house. Making stuff and doing things. I thought that was a cool titled book. And what else? What else can we see? It just is so much fun hunting through. Trini and Susanna, I love them. They're so much fun. $5.49, so a little bit more expensive. Everything is blank, so that's probably a good book. $4.49. The Liver Cleansing Diet. I feel like I've got this book, $4.49 as well. And what else have we got? Vegan Style, Healthy Heart. What else can I see? How to Live Smarter, more than 1,000 tips to better your life. Do you like books? I love books. I just could have stayed here all day looking through and pulling out all the books. The Road Less Traveled, I've got that book. And then I saw this hardcover Rolling Stones book full of photographs, so I had a little look at that. Great price at just $7. I thought it was really nice. It's hardcover. It's got some fantastic photos in there. I don't know, it just took my fancy, being an old girl. Okay, what else have we got? I was looking to see if they had a particular business section, but they don't. They just sort of have non-fiction, and then they had some a whole religious spirituality and religion, and that was I think we studied the Bible every day, so $4.49 for that. MasterChef cookbooks were above that, and lots of cookbooks, $4.49 for that MasterChef Australia book. And then this was a gluten-free book, which I just couldn't pull out with one hand, so I left it. What else is there? Can you see the titles? I love these books. Heal Your Gut. I've got this book. Yes, this is a really great book. I've got that one. $5.49. Yeah, it could have been a little bit cheaper, I think. And then kids' books. I was quite surprised at the price of kids' books. $4.49 for this. Only had about 5 pages in it. This one as well. I thought the kids' books were super expensive. I hope they have sales on. But look at what they do with the toys. They wrap them up into plastic bags and put prices on them. So $6.99 for 2 Barbies. And then they've got the Squishmallow type toys here. $6.99. They're not wrapped, but some of them are wrapped. So I don't know if that's a good price. I don't know what you pay for one of those. They're cute though, aren't they? And then we've got a Spider-Man one. He's pretty cool, $7.99. Okay, board games. This is a nicely laid out section. It made me want to look at all the games, which is really good. We've got is it Jengo down the bottom here, which is $7.99. I think that's really expensive. And Monopoly Junior and Cluedo Junior, $4.99 each. I suppose that's a good price because board games I know are really expensive now. $9 for Connect 4, that's my family's favourite game. Okay, I'm not going to look at any more of those. More toys wrapped up in plastic with prices on them. Winnie the Pooh. I just think they look nicer than when you have those big bins at the Salvos. I just think this just looks so much nicer. But, you know, it's priced a lot nicer too. So there you go. Kids' clothing, there's probably about 5 racks. So I just left that. And then there was kids' shoes over this side as well. This little pair of Adidas shoes, really cute, look brand new. They were $15. So they're not scared. They're not scared to charge here. These are children's backpacks. You could see the Spider-Man one there. And then I moved into blankets and sheets and doona covers and things like that. And that section doesn't really appeal to me secondhand, to be honest, but I'm just showing you a couple of prices. $3 for that throw. And then I saw boots further down, so I thought I'll go and look at the boots. They were quite worn, these boots. Yes, they were. I just couldn't find out what the price was or what this brand was, so I just gave up. But they're quite nice, quite high. It'd be too high for me. $10.99 for these ones that have no heel basically, so they must have been a good brand. They were in suede. These were really nice as well, but because the way they're clipped, I couldn't like open up and see what brands they were easily, so I didn't. And these were quite tired, to be honest, but $7.49, not a bad price, and they were Big W boots. Okay, so we've got some jackets here, $15.79 for that ping pong jacket. This jacket is a Kmart jacket and it's $16. I don't get it. But anyway, there you go. Dorothy Perkins. I think this looks like a beautiful coat, to be honest. So that's not such a bad price. I didn't see if it was wool, but it looks wool. It was heavy. It was lined. It was priced at $19, which would indicate that they think it's quite special. And then this one as well, Betty Barclay, I think it was. Beautiful coat. Beautiful. Okay, this must be quite special at $28.49. It's a Zara. Actually, it wasn't special. It was quite dated actually, and not very nice at all, not in very good condition. This here, I don't know what they're thinking. It's just, you couldn't wear it. It's so battered. It was terrible. Okay, women's accessories were really lovely. Lots of scarves, lots of hats, lots of caps, lots of gloves, lots of everything. And this handbag caught my eye because, you know, if you follow my channel, I'm into dumping things in handbags at the moment. Not that I buy them, but just that I like them. And this one was huge, and you could open it up and dump things in. So I was having a look at that, and look at that, perfect. And that's the brand, Laura Jones, and that's the price, $12 something. This just caught my eye. There wasn't that many bags, to be honest. Then this is the jewellery, and people were trying to have a look, so I just sort of moved away. I bought myself a leather, brand new, here it is. I bought one of those. Love those. Mark's coat, $20. So that just caught my eye as I walked past, just because it looked so warm and the warehouse was so cold. Gap. Now, this is $17, and to be honest, just because it's Gap, it wasn't very nice. It was quite crinkled, and yeah, it wasn't very nice. This looks completely vintage. I do believe it's a French brand, and it was in really good condition. It was really nice, so that was probably a good buy there at, I can't quite see the price. And Only, this jacket was really nice, $14.49. I thought that was expensive. I bought some Only jeans last week at the Salvos, and oh, I love them. I love them so much. I wore them all weekend. Okay, so this coat, yes, that's okay. This one here had tags on it, Grab Denim. It was so expensive. The buttons were all tatty, even though it was like new. It was sort of weird. $20 for that they wanted, so good luck. And this was really nice, actually. $11 for that Zara Basics, and this was nice as well. So a few nice jackets and coats. Oh, but this is Kmart, and $14.49 for a Kmart jacket. I thought that was a little bit too expensive, to be honest. This was beautiful. I like this, and it was Portman's. Yeah, not such a bad price. I wouldn't buy it at that price, but I'm just saying it's quite nice. I must have liked it. I'm hanging on to it for a while. And that one as well. Okay, back to boots, because they bought they're bringing shoes out constantly today, so I thought I'd just whip back over and have a look. These ones that just come out, they're a bit worn, to be honest, and also to the side of them, they're $18, so I don't know what the brand was, but see the side of them, someone's had wide feet, and it's actually out of shape. Anyway, they're not scared, as I said, to put very unusual, very expensive pricing up on certain items. I'm sure there's a method. I'm not sure what it is. These had just come out as well. $22.49 for those. So I think they're new, but I don't think they're worth $22. So $10.49 for those ones. We've got a little bit of, is that like a leopard print sort of for those? And then we are back at jeans. Why are we back at jeans, Michelle? Because this is my size. So I thought I'd have a quick look through. So I'm just trying to get my head around these jeans. So $12.79 for Forever 21 jeans. I think more $8, to be honest. None of these jeans were in good condition. So this one, G Star Raw, I pulled those out to have a look because it's a good brand. And $10, I'm thinking, oh, wow, this is good. And these are really nice. But they were worn. They were worn to the point of the back. That's the bottom of them. They're almost like worn through. So that was a bit disappointing. So I mean, like maybe $5. So I'm just looking through the back labels because I can pretty much tell a lot about the jeans from the back label. So $9.49 for those. I'm just looking for a decent label, a decent pair of jeans. Not having much luck. There are so many jeans in just my size. There's just racks and racks of them. So I won't bore you, but if I was here looking for things, like if I was here to look for things to resell, I'd handle this a whole lot differently. But at the moment, I'm just really trying to give you guys an understanding of how the store's laid out and what there is available and what sort of pricing there is. So now these Levi's were really nice, I do believe. And they were $17.99, and they were shaping super skinny, and I couldn't fault them, but I thought they were so expensive. This was just a really nice denim. I don't really know what the brand was, $12.79, but the denim was lovely and the label was lovely. And then I find, What have I found? I'm looking for some white jeans. So I was hoping to find some white jeans actually. Some more G-Star Raw. So I'm going to pull those out for $9.49 again. Now they don't make mistakes, these guys, so it must be something wrong with them. So we need to find out what's wrong. And do you know what? I don't think I could find anything wrong with those jeans. But because of the pricing, I just couldn't trust that there wasn't something wrong. Okay, Pull & Bear, I love that brand. So I was going to look at these, but they just were a weird shape. So $12.79 for those. These are like something like mega super high rise or something, like Levi's, $12.79. I thought these were a great price, but I don't know who would wear them. Like they must come up to your boobs. They were like massively high. $14.79 for those Guess jeans. These were nice. I had a good look over these. I couldn't find anything wrong, so I thought that was quite a good price. And then these Sass & Bide jeans. I love Sass & Bide jeans. I used to own a pair. I love them so much. And yeah, I couldn't see anything wrong. Nice dark blue denim. And then I realized they've been taken up really badly to the point where, yeah, the cotton, like it's not even. It was just terrible. And they were so short, so yes, not a good job. Daisy jeans were really cute, so I quite like those. And now I'm going to have a look at dresses. I don't often look at dresses, you probably realize. So this was cute. If you had a costume party, well, maybe you would just wear it out, I don't know. But I think of a costume like a, I don't know, 1920s costume party would be a really cool dress, especially at that price. And then this C dress was gorgeous. It was white linen, and then it had that lovely piping on the arms. $16.79. I think that's a great price. I'm just holding it up to show you it's not that short. It went down to the knee and it was stunning and it was in great condition. The stick tuber dress was wool. It was not too bad. You could clean it up. It had really amazing cuffs on the arms. It would need a little bit of tidying up because they had a lot of dog hair and stuff on it, but I think it would actually turn out okay. So that was a good buy as well. $24 for this. Now, I didn't catch the brand for you guys, but this is like almost brand new. It's black linen. It's all lined and it's off the shoulder. It's absolutely gorgeous. Like it's so beautiful. Can you see? It's really hard to see black, but I'm not really sure what the brand was. I couldn't get the coat hanger down and film and do everything at once. It was just a little bit tricky. But anyway, here we are in amongst dresses, so many dresses. And on the end of the aisle was this beautiful country road in size 16. And just, I couldn't fault it. It was in a light, nice warm fabric and it was so well priced. So I was thinking about buying it, but I didn't. Now more shoes have come out, so I'm just scooting over to have a look. $8.49 for these Reeboks. I have this exact shoe. I just love these freestyle Reeboks, but a little bit dirty and they were half a size too big for me, so I didn't get them, but what a great price. Okay, Homewares. Now, this is where things get really good. Just trust me. This homeware section is incredible. Okay, $3.99. I'm thinking it's a butter dish, but it's not a butter dish. But anyway, that's what I was thinking. Okay, pots and pans. The way they've laid this out makes you just want to buy them. I'm like, oh, do I need an extra pot? You know, and I'm not because I'm decluttering my kitchen. But I'm like, oh, look, that looks really good. And then I really like this one with the wood handle. And I'm like, oh, do I need this? And everything is so well priced. Compared to the Salvos last week where I was a bit like, huh, what's going on? This was really well priced. This area was sensational. I am going on about it a bit, but that's how I felt at the time. So they have plastics all together and cups and bottles, drink bottles, some really nice drink bottles. This was a plastic coffee cup, wine glasses. Okay, and then they have all sorts of kitchen things and all sorts of home things wrapped up in these plastic bags as well and all priced. They obviously do it to get the prices up, $7.49 for a bunch of kitchen stuff. You could probably do better at Kmart, to be honest. Knives and forks have all been sort of like bunched up together. And then they have craft things as well that they've bagged up into different themes and things like that. These are incense. And then this book here, I think my daughter's got that book. Okay, coffee cups. This may contain alcohol. I thought that was quite funny. $3.49. So quite expensive, the coffee cups, compared to, say, the Salvos, normally around $1 to $2. So, but there was lots of really cool ones. Just having a look at these, $5.99 for that one, $4.99 for this. I thought this was really cool. I could imagine like lollies in there. Okay, and then I come down here and I'm looking at the price of this and I'm going, what? $18.99 for that? And then I realize it's for 4. And this is the price for 3. And I'm like, oh, okay, so that's a great price. And then I look at this beautiful vase. Now this is relevant because very shortly we will see groups of things that are so reasonably priced, if they are what they say that they are for X amount. That was a beautiful vase. I really like this. I was going to get this. I just thought it was so pretty and for like a rubbish bin. And then this was quite funny. I can imagine giving it to kids when they're playing PlayStation. Here, have some popcorn. Then irons, $4.99 for the iron. I thought that was a really good price. If you're setting up your child, like they're leaving home and they needed a whole bunch of things, this was so great. The store had everything so well laid out. You could get one of everything. So we have electronics here, $6.99 for that. This, which I'm not sure what it is now. Oh, printers. Really great price on printers. This printer's only like not $12. And speaker, a big speaker there. And then you have a pretzel maker. Who would have thought? Now this is where I'm like, surely it can't be true. So it's 17 pieces. And then the price, do I look? I'm not sure if I go back and look at the price. $2.99 for the cup and saucer, which I thought was really nice. And then, okay, so $6.99 for 7 of these coffee cups. These coffee cups, I was really thinking about getting them. Like I was like agonizing over them because I really love them. They're just a great size, but I didn't get them. I'm sorry, I didn't get them. The cup and saucer says ×2, so I assume that's for the cup and saucer. $5.49 here for these coffee cups. And these coffee cups. Now this is where it gets weird. It says here $13.49 for 12. Is that for 12 pieces? What do you think? I'm not sure. I just seem so cheap. And $6.49 for 9 pieces of that set. Could this be, what was the price? Could this be $8.49 for 6 coffee cups and that beautiful stonewood? $49.99 for all of these coffee mugs? I don't know. It just doesn't feel right to me, but maybe it is. These plates, all of these plates, $15.99 for 4 of these plates. That would be right. $12.50 for 3 of these plates. And then we've got some beautiful, on the other side, we've got some beautiful salad bowls, glass bowls. But just the way, once again, just the way it's laid out in sections and the way that it's laid out is so much more than what you get, say, at the Salvos or Vinnie's or something that's all sort of all in together. So it makes you want to look. I would have loved to have stayed so much longer, but I had to get going. So $4.99 for this. Look how beautiful that is. You could like do I can't even speak. Well, you could do a whole platter on that. So amazing. Then they had all the stationery, like kids stationery, rubbish bins. I was going to buy that rubbish bin. I wanted that rubbish bin, that wood one. And this one here is like, why not? Who doesn't need another rubbish bin in their house? $3.99 for that, which I just thought it was cool. And then here's all the artwork, prints, paintings, all of that stuff, clocks. And you could have a real good rummage through here as well with all the pricing. And look at the frames. It looks like TK Maxx. It's so awesome. Very, very, very impressed. Look at these plants. And then I didn't realize until I got home that that's a Zesty lemon tree. I should have got it. A fake Zesty lemon tree. I didn't even check the price. Lots and lots of planters, lots of fake plants, lots of ornaments. Loving this place. I'm loving it. If it had have just been the clothes, I might not have come back here. But with all of this going on, it just makes it so much more exciting. I'm going to do a bit more research on the clothing and see, do they mark them down? How does that work going forward? This I thought was quite expensive. But they always seem to be, don't they? Are those ones as well? I think they should have been like $2 each. Okay, so here's the collectibles. So we've got this lady here. She's Japan. She's from Japan. Clearly not, but anyway. I don't know anything about this sort of stuff. There's all your creepy dolls. I shouldn't say that because some people love those dolls. I had bad experiences with them as a kid. Collectible plates, and this one's beautiful, $9.99. And then these figurines, and this was up the top, very like a collectible. I don't know what it was. And then some of these prints are beautiful. I really like the ones like that look like the beach, like that one there, or with water in them. I don't know, I find them calming. I've got one on my wall in the bedroom. Gosh, I'm finding it, I've been talking for over half an hour. That's why I'm finding it tricky to keep talking. Not like me though, is it, to find it hard to keep talking? I do get my words muddled up when I'm doing voiceovers for this long. Okay. Alrighty. Lots and lots and lots of ornaments. Something for everyone is what I'd say. And I've got a cousin that loves dolphins, so he would just love that. Okay, on my way out, I'm going to look at knitwear because I just love knitwear at the moment. $10.49. I bought something so similar at the Salvos recently for $4. It was a great brand as well. Rockman, that jersey is gorgeous, gorgeous color. Dotty, see, I think these prices are really expensive. Yeah, what do you think? Let me know in the comments below what you think. I did fall in love with an alley top, which I'll show you in a moment, and I was getting so close to buying it, but I didn't. And I feel so proud now because it would have just been a spontaneous buy that I didn't need. So I'm really, really glad I didn't. And Selena, that looks nice as well. Yes, and this one's Sports Girl. I love the colouring of that top. And yeah, lots and lots of knitwear. This is Unico and it caught my eye. It's so beautiful, the color, so beautiful. And this is the one that I wanted to get. It's an alley jumper. I just love the arms of it. I just thought it would be so great for winter. It was a little bit cropped. It would look so nice with jeans. $10.49. That's the pricing that I could go okay with. All right, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll see you soon. Bye.